We've all experienced bad doctrine before. But have you ever preached it? Probably not. I, however, have, and I'm going to show you which video it's from, what it is, and how to never say stupid mess like this again. That it shall not be my master because I'm not under the law. So your body has the inclination that whatever God tells you to do, you hate it. Whatever God says don't do, your body says, I'm going to do it anyway. So when God said, I'm nailing that law to the cross, I'm nailing that thing to the cross, what he's telling you is that your body cannot say, I'm going to do the opposite of God, because God is saying, I'm giving you grace so that you don't do the wrong thing. To give you some background on this video, this was supposed to be one of the biggest live streams I ever did at the time, because it was a topic I had never talked about before. At least not on purpose. And I really wanted to make it where a lot of people were coming in to hear a good word. And for the most part, it's pretty good. 95% of it is good. It's when you get to this point, I did not have a revelation on certain parts of the Bible. And I was going off of what I heard somebody else say, which didn't even make sense to me. But that's what happens when you don't study to show yourself approved. This has been a while since I've watched this video. I don't even know what the heck I just said. I was supposed to make this video about 8 months ago, like the day after, and I was gonna make some really sad, sappy video, but I was like, nah. But I feel like now 8 months is enough time to explain what I was going to say, but you know, I don't think there's anything to explain. Because now sin is death. It'll kill your marriage, it'll kill you, kill your children. Trust me. I don't want, no, I'm good. I ain't living, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. You could tell that me saying that did not sit right with my own spirit. And I was trying to get off the topic and talk about sin is death. Sin is death. I'm going to go back and explain it a little bit. So your body has the inclination that whatever God tells you to do, you hate it. That is 100% biblical. The Bible lets us know that our body, or the natural part of us, is in 100% enmity with God. It hates God and wants nothing to do with God. So that part is correct. And then I go into this whole thing. This is where it gets really, really choppy and wonky. So when God said, I'm nailing that law to the cross, what he's telling you is that your body cannot say, I'm going to do the opposite of God, because God is saying, I'm giving you grace so that you don't do the wrong thing. The misunderstanding was that because I believed at the time that the law, or the thing that was nailed to the cross according to Colossians 2:15, was that the law was nailed to the cross. I didn't understand that it wasn't the law that was nailed to the cross. It was the record of sin. It was our record of sin that gave Satan an open door to mess with us and to hold us as guilty against God. And so once you got that foundation wrong, it set up this whole thing that because the law was nailed to the cross, you start coming up with this convoluted idea that, so now there's no law to break. And that's not true. There is a law to still break, but the Holy Spirit gives us the grace and the necessary power to overcome the flesh to fulfill the law, because the law cannot be fulfilled in and of ourselves. So the grace is saying that basically God has given us the ability to do the things that he requires of us. Now, another aspect to that is that we're not righteous because of what we've done. We are living holy because of what Christ has done. When you start to live holy, there comes natural boldness to preach the gospel, because the enemy has nothing on you. What happens is that you don't have a reprobate mind anymore, because when you're living in sin constantly, it kind of gives you a reprobate mind. It kind of causes you to fall back to acting like an animal. It's more of a protection for you, so that way you don't fall back into a life of sin and reject the salvation that you once had. And so that's kind of what I understand now. And so yes, we live by faith and we live by the leading of the Holy Spirit. And that just means that now we're not supposed to try to do it in our own strength, because that's not faith, that's us, that's our ability. You know, that being said, this right here, because I know a lot of people might be watching this in the future, and you don't ever want to say anything that can lead people astray, even a little bit, you know. So that's the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out everything in the description.